Okay, we're going to be looking at 3.3 Roman numeral 1A. It's the same as what we were doing before. So we have major scales that we're drawing. But instead of starting on the first note, they're going to be asking you for a different scale degree. So like the example they give you, they say we want a C to be the second scale degree. Draw your scale based on that. This one is C sharp is the sixth scale degree. Draw your scale based on that. But then they also sometimes, instead of using the scale degree number, they use the scale degree name. So we need to learn what that is real quick. So over in musictheory.net, if you go to lessons, and we did this in class real quick, but we also have this. I have this linked in Google Classroom, but here we go. So we're going to go down to scale degrees. Every scale degree number has a name that goes with it. So your number 1 and your number 8 are both tonic because of the same note, and that's tonic is the name of the key that you're in. Okay. Then number 2 is the second scale degree is supertonic. Then the third is mediant. Fourth is subdominant. Fifth is dominant, which is very important. 6 is submediant. The 7th is leading tone, and it leads us to the tonic. All right. So you're just going to have to memorize those. All right. How do we do this? So there's a process, and we'll go through number 2 together. So it's asking us for the 6th scale degree to be C sharp. So I'm going to put a C sharp. And then what we have to do is we have to write all the notes before it. So, oops. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to go there. Okay, so I've got 6 notes, or not 6 notes, I got 5 notes before it. That makes that the 6th. And then we've got to finish it out. 7, 8. Now, I have my generic scale, okay, with my C sharp in there. Now I have to figure out, how do I make that what it is? Well, if I think about my whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step, then I can figure out what they all are. So if I know my 6 to 7 is a whole step, what's C sharp? What's a whole step higher than C sharp? Well, it's going to be a D sharp. And then I know 7 to 8 is a half step. So what's D sharp to E? That's a half step. So that one's good. Okay. Now I can choose at this point to continue backwards and filling in all that, or I can say with this particular example, my E, I know that I start there. Okay. I can go back to the beginning and go up from there. So I need a whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. And now I have my key. Okay. So it's kind of a process, and it may kind of bend your mind a little bit, but it kind of helps. I also know that with a C sharp being my 6th note, with it being a sharp, I automatically know I'm going to have at least F sharp and C sharp in it because I have to get to that note, right? So I could have already guessed that that one was an F sharp because we can't have the C sharp without it. Now, what if I have like number 4, okay, where I'm in bass clef? Okay, so it says dominant, and I have to remember what is it. So tonic is 1, supertonic is 2, median is 3, subdominant is 4, dominant is 5. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm going to write my E flat. Okay, now I have to go backwards from there, right? So I know that that needs to be and I also need to go up from there. Okay, so that was 6, 7, 8. All right, now I've got to follow my whole step, half step pattern. So I have whole step, half step, whole step. So I know from E flat down to this note, I need a whole step. Okay, so E flat, what's a whole step lower than E flat? It's going to be a D flat. Okay, now whole step, half step. What's half step from D flat down? It's going to be C. And then I need a whole step from C down to B flat, because that's a whole step. B flat, I need a whole step down from there, which is going to be A flat. Okay, continuing from there, I've now found my starting note, A flat. Okay, go back to my E flat. I need a whole step up, which is an F. Need another whole step up, which is a G. And then I need a half step, which is an A flat. And now I have my answer. I hope you guys are following this. If it's going quick, just go back, pause the video where you need it to. It kind of really messes with your mind. You really got to think through it all, okay? But just remember, you cannot change the note that they've given to you on that scale degree. So if you're going through and you double check yourself with your whole step, half step patterns, and you get to the note they asked you originally for and it doesn't work, then you've messed up somewhere and you need to fix where that problem is, not changing the note they've asked for, okay? All right, thanks guys.